Well, hey guys, what's up? Happy Vlogtober day. I don't know, is it 17? In yesterday's video, I obviously was in Ulta, and it's the same day in all actuality. And as I said in that video, I'm going to head into TJ Maxx and check out the skincare because you all have been asking me to go through the skincare in TJ Maxx. Bear in mind that the inventories at the different TJ Maxx, Maxx, is that the plural? TJ Maxx vary quite a bit, I don't know. For those of you in Europe who have TK Maxx, or I know at least that it's in the UK or in London at least. London-based vloggers that I watch go to TK Maxx, which I think it's the same kind of thing. And I think Winters is what you guys in Canada have. I think sometimes the inventory overlaps across countries. So hopefully this will be relevant to many of you, and a lot of you have asked for it. So let's head on into TJ Maxx. All right, so one thing that is heavily touted on the interwebs and I frequently get questions about is the utility of a rose water facial spray. This is nothing but perfume, all right? This is purified water and rose. It's not going to hydrate your skin. It's not going to do anything but leave behind a deposit of perfume on the surface of your skin. It's going to irritate you eventually, potentially, all right? And you may say like, oh, I don't have a problem with fragrance. Like, why does it matter? Just because you don't have a problem with it today doesn't mean problems to fragrance cannot occur in the future. So it's best to avoid fragrance and perfume in your skincare. And yeah, rose water is that. So this is $6.99. I think it's normally pretty affordable, to be honest with you, from what I've seen, but I don't recommend it. I can't comment necessarily on the shelf life of skincare products as far as like when they sell them in TJ Maxx. I will say this, if it's a sunscreen and it's a chemical sunscreen, it should be used within 3 years. Mineral sunscreens generally are not a problem, however, so just be aware of that. But as far as like any kind of like oil, first of all, I don't recommend oils, but I would be really, really careful and caution you to avoid trying out any exotic skincare oils, because oils are plant derived and they're not a pure substance. They degrade with time and exposure to light, so they're problematic to begin with, but I would say they're probably even riskier when they're close to expiration and sold at discount stores like TJ Maxx. For example, this superfood skin brightening face oil. Okay, like what? This couldn't make it on a Buddha bowl, so we decided to put it into a tube. This has olive oil in it, which, oh no, it has squalene in it. Okay, squalene, the jury's still out on squalene. It may actually be helpful. It is, it's something we already make, and in people with acne, theoretically, it might actually make the acne worse. But it seems to be helpful for restoring the skin barrier. Tomato and cranberry, however, yeah, again, that should have gone on the Buddha bowl, not on your face. I definitely would not try this Rata & Co. All right. Likewise, turmeric oil. What's this like? $4.99. Sounds promising. Yeah, right. I would not go down this rabbit hole. This has jojoba oil in it, which can be okay. Sunflower oil is generally mild fragrance, so already you want to avoid it. Turmeric is pretty irritating, all right? I know it's popular in like Ayurvedic. Jeez, I break the bottle. I know it's popular in Ayurvedic medicine, but it tends to just be irritating and is not evidence-based. Yeah, I mean, it's an anti-inflammatory food, but that doesn't mean it's anti-inflammatory on your face, okay? Same thing with the hip to the rosehip that everybody is so pumped about. Like, calm down. This is really not evidence-based. The rosehip oil thing, and people saying that it's like a substitute for retinol, no. That and my cacao oil debunking video, hopefully clarified that question, but I wouldn't waste much time on this. I know many of you enjoy using rosehip oil, but like I said, I would be really leery to buy it here discounted. I mentioned Shea Moisture yesterday in the Ulta. This particular product is really just a shea butter based moisturizer that they put their fragrance in, so I would avoid it and instead just get a shea butter moisturizer. One that you can get that is not full of potentially problematic ingredients. That is great. You can get it on iHerb, really affordable. It's Ceremetics. It's vegan and cruelty free. It also has ceramides in it. I would recommend that over the Shea Moisture. So I'm always perplexed by the number of comments that I get still to this day on my why I don't use vitamin C serum video. To be frank, I made that video largely because I kept getting requests from different companies to review their vitamin C serum, and I felt compelled to make a video on why I don't use one, so maybe they would stop wasting their efforts on me. You can check that video out. In the video, I'm not telling you that if you use vitamin C serum, it's necessarily bad. It's just, for me, I can't wrap my head around the science as it being logical. Because vitamin C and skincare, topical vitamin C serums, the efficacy of the vitamin C is very, very variable from product to product as far as how it's formulated, its stability. It can be helpful. We've got evidence that it's helpful, but we know that it's tricky to work with. So the fact that these aren't regulated, you can never say for sure which one's going to be good and which one's not. And mostly what you'll hear is anecdotal. Oh, this one works, this one doesn't. I'm crazy about this one. It could all be biased, I'll be very biased. So I don't generally waste my time with it, but I really would not go down the rabbit hole of a vitamin C serum from like TJ Maxx, Marshalls, Some Goods sells vitamin C serum, probably. Wouldn't go down that rabbit hole. Probably degraded, not stable, and could be, when it degrades, it can be really, really irritating, which is another reason I personally avoid it. Yeah, but I was perplexed on that video. I mean, some people are really upset by the fact that I don't use vitamin C serum. You would think that I was criticizing their grandmother's cooking. It's just a personal choice. Alright, I have talked about deodorant in my deodorant video about why aluminum is not a deadly thing that you have to go avoiding, and no, there's no evidence that it's contributory to cancer. Check out that video. I talk about it. I have references, etc. Some people, however, can find aluminum-containing deodorants to be irritating, so they seek aluminum-free alternatives to wick away some of that extra sweat. Alright, fair enough. This is not the way to do it. The Schmidt's brand, they put essential oils in all of their stuff. I mean, it may be cruelty-free, it may be vegan, but it's just not a good idea to use juniper essential oil in your armpits. It can be very irritating, and some of the Schmidt's products have essential oils in them that are that can potentially cause phytophotodermatitis. I think it's Schmidt's that's got one that has bergamot in it. Oil of bergamot you should definitely avoid in skincare. You definitely want to avoid that. In addition to the essential oil in this, it also has vitamin E. That can be a little irritating as well. So I would avoid Schmidt's. The best aluminum-free deodorant that I would recommend to you guys is the Vanity Cream one. Fragrance-free and really does a nice job just wicking up some of that extra sweat. If you're looking to avoid aluminum. If you're looking to avoid aluminum in particular because you find it irritating under your armpits, not because you're afraid of it, the irritation that you find with aluminum is not going to be helped by selecting in place of aluminum essential oils. Alright, so this, however, the Dove Maximum Protection, this is an aluminum containing deodorant that unfortunately has fragrance in it. Cinnamyl alcohol, citronelle, eugenol, geraniol, linalool. These are names for fragrance, also parfum. So that can be really irritating in this, and if you're already irritated by the aluminum, that's going to be a problem, but the aluminum in this is effective as an antiperspirant. Is another one I really don't recommend. Distributed by Unilever, all of Dove's products have fragrance in them. They're not great for sensitive skin. There's not a single Dove product I really would recommend. They had that Derma series that I reviewed for you guys one time in Walmart. Yeah, that's That one I think is fragrance free, but it's like really expensive.
Alright, so I mean, loofahs I don't recommend. They're basically little bacterial reservoirs for staph and whatnot. And using something like this, particularly if you keep in the shower, especially here in Houston, these things are like a pseudomonal succubus. That's what they are. Yeah. Let's just all make a pact to not stimulate our face. It's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Spa at home. Oh, God, please don't. Okay, vibration on the skin. It's not going to do anything. It's not going to firm your face. If anything, it's going to cause mast cell degranulation and make you itch and uncomfortable. But it's not going to boost collagen production. I mean, there's no logic in that. I mean, like the fact that vibrating a cell deep down in your skin on the surface could ever do that. Who comes up with this stuff? Look, it's a scarification device. That's exactly what this is. This is a Bergamot extractor, which I use a fair amount on patients as a dermatologist. It can be very helpful on the correct Bergamot, not on just any willy-nilly thing in the right patient. The biggest risk from these, which is a pretty big one, is disfiguring scarring. People should not do this by themselves. They really shouldn't. And that's not even a good Bergamot extractor. Precision Beauty. Just stay away from those things.
Have any of you tried these? Have any of you tried these precision hair trimmers? I bet this is good for your eyebrows. I've never tried that one before. I know the flawless face shaver gizmo is popular. They have that in Ulta right now. If you've got one of those Ulta coupons, but use Ebates. Get it online. Use Ebates. Ebates relate.
Yeah, like this Andalou Naturals. There's nothing Andalou Naturals that I would recommend to anybody. It's all nothing but Anda essential oil. That's all it is. Lavender. Okay, stay away from lavender oil. And fruit stem cell science. Bogus. Yeah, let's splash stem cells on our body and then rinse them off. Like, what is the logic in that? And I think when they say stem cells, they mean that they derive cells from the stem of a plant. But anyways, yeah. Alright, so their cleansers are drying and irritating. I don't recommend them. And they're laden with fragrance. So, yeah, Ylang Ylang. That is Ylang Ylang and Citrus Lemon. This is cheap perfume right here. And I don't know, $6 for this little creamy cleanser. What is this? Oh, is this another rose toner? Or did they amp this up with even more flowers? Vanilla is perfume. Stop doing that. Oh look, we've got a Peter Thomas Roth cast off here. The 30x vitamin of an orange. Oh yeah, this is the peach Bellini gone awry. This is what happens when this is the bottomless brunch of doom. Yeah, I wouldn't buy that. Wouldn't buy that full price, and I definitely wouldn't buy it about to expire. I don't recommend any of the Algenist products because they all have fragrance in them, including their green tea moisturizer and their green tea cleanser. Side note, if you want a good fragrance-free green tea moisturizer for your pores, do the Sunjung 2X Etude House Sunjung 2X Barrier Cream. I'll list it down below. But this is their anti-aging foaming cleanser. Yeah, whatever. This has promise, okay? It's got licorice root extract, which can be helpful for calming down inflammation, but the sweet almond oil in there, that can be irritating, and it's basically fragrance. And then they go ahead and add a little bit more just regular fragrance. So, alright, fragrance. If you don't have a problem with fragrance in a wash form is less risky than a leave-on form, but if you have a true fragrance allergy, you have to avoid it. This is on sale for $10. So yeah, if you want to spend $10 on a cleanser, I think cleansers in general, they're not as risky to buy in a place like this as like an oil. Oh look. They have the bergamot in line. This is a double-edged sword. Oil of bergamot is a has furocoumarins in it, as does lime, all right? So if you put this under your armpits and accidentally get a little bit in a sun exposed site, like say you're wearing a tank top or something, you can develop a pretty bad phytophotodermatitis. And theoretically, the Bergamot, they have Bergamot-free oil of bergamot in most products, but they don't always guarantee it. That Make Prem sunscreen has oil of bergamot in it, and one of you guys contacted the company, and they actually have not removed that bergamot. Is this Schmidt's? I can't tell. TJ Maxx is hiding the brand from me. I think it is. Okay, maybe Schmidt's makes a fragrance-free one. All right, this I can get behind, I guess, if you want to try this. Baking soda, however, is very caustic and can be very, very irritating in the armpits. I don't know that it's any less irritating than aluminum would be. You definitely don't want to use baking soda as a cleanser, by the way. It can be very, very caustic. He's also got a charcoal magnesium one. I guess that makes some logic too for mopping up. Oh, but then again, there's both fragrance and the baking soda, so I don't know. Comment below on those of you who adore Schmidt's. Oh yeah, it is Schmidt's here. Here's one that TJ Maxx is hiding from me. Well, that TJ Maxx had a pretty decent selection of skincare. I hope it was inclusive enough for you all who were curious. I would say in general, if you see a drugstore face wash at a significantly discounted price in like TJ Maxx or one of those, it's fine, you know, probably okay. As far as the stability, you know, their preservatives and cleansers and things like that, pretty low risk, especially if there aren't any essential oils in it. But any kind of facial oil that you are at baseline jazzed about using, you guys know how I feel about facial oils. I really, like I said, I would caution you against getting one in like TJ Maxx or one of these stores, Ross. Just because oils do degrade with time. But the other thing that can be decent to buy in stores like this are if there are any fun sheet masks that you like to do. They didn't have any, oddly enough. They didn't really have a great selection of them. So, you know, that's pretty low risk as far as, you know, one-time use things. But I would say stay away from like a lot of oils or any kind of serum. Serums at baseline are already like kind of formulated pretty wonky. They're just watered down versions of moisturizers. The active ingredients, they're not formulated in a way that's really logical. And so buying the ones that people clearly were not interested in at a discounted price is still not a good use of your money or time and can potentially be problematic. But anyways, looks like we're getting some rain, so I'm gonna head on home. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and as always, don't forget, sunscreen and subscribe.